And let's begin this edition of the news with the big political story of the day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Uttar Pradesh. The election battle clearly heating up, and the Prime Minister is there with a clear mission, not just for launching development projects and boosting education infrastructure, but an attempt to reach out to the very crucial Jat vote. Prime Minister Modi will be in Aligarh. He'll be laying the foundation stone for the Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh University, named after a noted Jat king. Prime Minister will be laying the foundation stone of the university at around 11:45 this morning. He'll also be holding an address soon after. Ahead of the Prime Minister's visit, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited the stock also to take stock of the preparations on ground. Once built, this university will provide affiliations to 395 colleges in Aligarh division, and the university campus will be spread over 92 acres of land. This move is seen by many as an attempt to woo a section of Jat voters who comprise of a significant chunk of western Uttar Pradesh and are said to be miffed with the BJP over the farm laws. After the foundation stone ceremony, Prime Minister Modi will be visiting exhibition models also of the Aligarh node of the Uttar Pradesh Defence Industrial Corridor. The establishment of a Defence Industrial Corridor in Uttar Pradesh was announced by Modi while inaugurating the UP Investor Summit back in 2018. Land acquisition process has been completed in the Aligarh node, where 19 firms will invest 1,500 crore rupees.
भारत की शिक्षा व्यवस्था सुदृढ़ हो, ये जाट राजा महेंद्र प्रताप सिंह जी की इच्छा थी और उसको लेकर उन्होंने शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में बड़े महत्वपूर्ण काम किए। लेकिन ये दुखद पहलू रहा कि जिन्होंने अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम विश्वविद्यालय के लिए अपनी ज़मीन को केवल 2 रुपए पट्टे पर दान कर दिया हो, 90 साल की लीज के लिए, उसके विस्तार के लिए, उनके नाम का कहीं उल्लेख ना होना, ये भी एक विसंगति और दुख का परिचायक बनता है।
Let's get your details about why this particular foundation stone that the Prime Minister is laying today in Aligarh is so significant. It's for the Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh University. So here's what the big plan of the government is, that this particular university will be huge. It will be spread over 90 acres of land. This is in Kol Tehsil of Aligarh. Besides that, this university is expected to really change the education sector in parts of Uttar Pradesh. This university will have affiliations to several colleges, over 300 colleges in the Aligarh division alone. Now, beyond that, what the government is also planning is that this will be set up completely by the state government. So they're going to be monitoring the establishment of the university and also how it's set up. Besides that, also, this university is in fact being set up after the BJP had demanded that the Aligarh Muslim University actually be renamed after Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh. That didn't happen. So instead, what the government is doing is they're setting up a separate university to in fact pay tribute to this Jat icon. Now also understand who exactly this person is, this Jat icon. Why is the BJP paying tribute to him? The timing of it is very significant. He is a social reformer and a freedom fighter, someone who belonged to the Jat community and is a man who they all pride themselves in. He's a prominent Jat figure who's remembered by the community even now for his contributions to the country. He is an alumni of the Aligarh Muslim University, the AMU, which is so popular and prominent among the universities in the country. He also, in fact, donated land for the Aligarh Muslim University. A Jat figure who is known to have contributed largely to the society also and to education. Now, Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh was also a firm believer of Gandhi's non-violence policy, and expect when the Prime Minister today addresses soon after that foundation stone laying ceremony, he will be paying rich tributes to Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh. Let me take this across now to Aishwarya Paliwal. She's joining us live from Aligarh with the latest updates. Aishwarya, you have Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath camping already in Aligarh. He visited the city yesterday, took stock of the preparations on the ground. Give us a sense of what's really happening there. I'm sure, preparations now are on a war footing. Just about 2 hours to go for the Prime Minister's visit.
Well, definitely, Akshita, the preparations are on a war footing. There are policemen who are spread across this entire region. Everyone is now just just waiting for the Prime Minister to reach. From what we are understanding, the helicopter will land just meters away from where we are standing at about 11:40 today, and then he will come on the dais where he will be joined by the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. Now, there is a very famous saying, Akshita, in Western Uttar Pradesh, jiske saath jaat, usi ki ठाट, which obviously tells you how important the Jat community is. And with the Uttar Pradesh elections just round the corner, from what we are gathering at the moment, all the ministers will be focusing on the Jat community, because we are seeing as the elections are coming closer, the farmer agitation is also gaining momentum. So definitely all these things are being done to make sure that the community stays with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And once the program ends here, we are also...
Aishwarya, we'll come back to you for a report from Aligarh. For the moment, thank you for joining us. A bit of a problem with your audio there. We'll reconnect with Aishwarya and get your sense of what's happening. Aishwarya, at the venue, so you can see that already they're playing also a lot of music on the loudspeakers, which is why we're having a bit of a problem there with Aishwarya. We'll continue getting you what's happening in Aligarh. But as I mentioned, all parties are going all out now in the battle for Uttar Pradesh. The Aam Aadmi Party is also saying that they're a serious contender this time around, and they've decided to hold this massive campaign in Ayodhya. The Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is there, so is Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh. The party will be flagging off its Tiranga Yatra led by the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister and Sanjay Singh in Ayodhya today. This yatra will take place in the city from Gulabari to the Gandhi Park. Yesterday, both Sisodia and Sanjay Singh offered prayers amid chants of mantras at the Ram Janmabhoomi and Hanuman Gadi temple. They also took a holy dip in the Saryu River. They were also seen lunching with sadhus. AAP claims that the message behind the yatra is to distinguish how their framing of Hindu identity, religion and nationalism is different from BJP's version, which they call divisive. Ayodhya essentially has been an epicenter in UP's poll battle, as prior to AAP leaders being there, the AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi had also visited the holy city to launch his campaign ahead of the polls next year.
इसका मकसद है कि तिरंगे के नीचे खड़े हर बच्चे के लिए अच्छी शिक्षा व्यवस्था हो, तिरंगे के नीचे खड़े हर व्यक्ति के लिए अच्छा रोजगार की व्यवस्था हो, उसको रिश्वत ना खिलानी पड़े, स्त्री पुरुषों में भेदभाव ना हो, कोई जाति छोटी ना हो, कोई बड़ी ना हो, सब बराबर हों। तिरंगे के नीचे जो खड़ा है वो भारतीय होना चाहिए। तो ये इसलिए उस तिरंगे के नीचे खड़े होकर हमको संकल्प लेना है और वो राजनीति स्थापित करनी है।
कोरोना महामारी के समय में 2.25 करोड़ की जनसंख्या वाली दिल्ली में 26,000 लोगों ने दम तोड़ दिया। उस दौरान अरविंद केजरीवाल की पार्टी के नेता ऑक्सीजन की दलाली में व्यस्त रहे। उस दल के मनीष सिसोदिया और संजय सिंह कालनेमी और मारिच की तरह उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता को ठगने के लिए मंदिर मंदिर घूम रहे हैं और तिरंगा यात्रा और संकल्प यात्रा निकालने की बात कर रहे हैं। लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता योगी आदित्यनाथ की सरकार के साथ है, क्योंकि योगी आदित्यनाथ की सरकार ने विकास किया है, गांव गरीब किसान के लिए काम किया है।
Now it's going to be a very, very polarized election battle in Uttar Pradesh. Indications of that already in the kind of face-off that we're seeing right now. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath a few days ago at an event slammed the previous state governments. His allegation was that ration meant for the poor wasn't reaching them. Instead, he said that those who said Abba Jan would get the ration. It led to an ugly political war of words, with the opposition accusing Yogi Adityanath of communalizing the poll battle. Here's a report.
अब्बा जान कहने वाले राशन हजम कर जाते थे.
The daggers are drawn and political temperatures soaring. Uttar Pradesh set for a fierce political contest. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath gunning for the opposition, hurling a fresh Abba Jan jibe at previous governments in the state, accusing them of looting rations meant for the poor and doing appeasement politics.
राशन मिल रहा होगा ना आप लोगों को? राशन मिल रहा है राशन. क्या ये राशन 2017 के पहले भी मिलता था? क्योंकि तब तो अब्बा जान कहने वाले राशन हजम कर जाते थे.
The unsparing assault triggering a sharp response from the opposition. The Samajwadi Party and former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah accused Yogi of blatant communalism and an anti-Muslim agenda. but the BJP has jumped to Yogi's defense.
उत्तर प्रदेश के चुनाव से पहले उत्तर प्रदेश में सांप्रदायिक दंगा कराना चाहती है, इसीलिए विपक्ष तरह तरह के आडंबर रच रही है और बहाना वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी एवं संघ परिवार का लेना चाहती है।
इस तरह की निर्लजता करने वाली सरकार इससे पहले आई नहीं है, इसलिए इनकी बातों पर भटकने की जरूरत नहीं है। इन्होंने जो प्रदेश का बजट लुटवा दिया, जो प्रदेश में कोई काम नहीं किया, उसका हिसाब मांगने की जरूरत है।
The Congress said Yogi was diverting attention from real issues of unemployment, agricultural crisis and the soaring crime rate.
भाजपा चिढ़ा रही, समाजवादी पार्टी चिढ़ रही, इससे ये पता चलता है कि दोनों असल मुद्दों पर बात नहीं करना चाहते, क्योंकि एक पहले फेल हुए थे और एक अब फेल हुए हैं।
Speaking in the State Legislative Council last month, Chief Minister Yogi had referred to Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav's reluctance to take a COVID vaccine, saying he changed his mind only after his Abba Jan or father Mulayam took the jab. He had also used the jibe while speaking on India Today Group's Panchayat Aaj Tak last month.
झूठ बोलती है। तो कुछ देर पहले अखिलेश यादव जी मंच पर थे, उन्होंने आपकी इन तमाम बातों को झुठला दिया। उन्होंने एक सिरे से ये कहा, और मैं उन्हें कोट करना चाहूँगी, उन्होंने कहा कि बीजेपी हमेशा झूठ बोलती है। कुछ चीज़ों का क्रेडिट ये सिर्फ सरकार लेती है। शिलान्यास हमने किए, काम हमने किए, उद्घाटन करने योगी जी पहुँच गए।
देखिए, वो सच बोल रहे हैं कि हमने कहा था कि रामलला हम आएंगे, मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे, ये हम ही ने कहा था। और हमने कितना सच किया है। आज जब अयोध्या में राम जन्मभूमि के भव्य मंदिर निर्माण का कार्य शुभारंभ हो चुका है, उनके अब्बा जान तो कहते थे कि हम परिंदा भी पर नहीं मारने देंगे।
The Abba Jan jibe surely heating things up in an already surcharged political battlefield in poll-bound Uttar Pradesh. With Jitendra Bahadur in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Moving on to some other stories this morning. Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh is in the eye of a storm over his comments on the farmers' protest. He's been someone who is very vocally backed the protest by farmers from Punjab. But now he's told these farmer unions who protested not to cause losses to Punjab, but to go to Haryana and to go to Delhi and protest. Now he's accused farmer unions of causing economic losses to the state of Punjab. And Amrinder Singh said the protesters can do whatever they want to do in Haryana and Delhi, but should not cause losses to Punjab. Amrinder Singh also reminded the farmer protesters about Punjab government support, enabling them to lay siege to the national capital. Now it's triggered a huge war of words. Haryana Minister Anil Vij, reacting to what the Punjab Chief Minister said, called the remark as an open provocation to indulge in violence in other states. He claimed that Captain's statement proves that he wants to disrupt peace of neighbouring states.
पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री श्री अमरिंदर सिंह जी का किसानों को ये कहना कि हरियाणा में और दिल्ली में जाके जो मर्जी करो, पंजाब में मत करो, बहुत ही गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान है। इसका मतलब ये है कि तुम अपने पड़ोसी राज्य हरियाणा की और दिल्ली की शांति को भंग करना चाहते हो। इसका मतलब ये भी है कि किसानों को उकसाने का काम अमरिंदर सिंह जी ने ही किया है।
Manjeet Sehgal is joining us live with the latest updates on the story. Manjeet, good morning. Haryana and Delhi both seeing red over Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh's comments. Has there been any clarification that's really come in from Captain?
Good morning, Akshita. Well, Captain Amrinder Singh, as you said, has kicked off a controversy annoyed neighboring Haryana, where there is a BJP government, and on the other, he has also annoyed the farmer unions who have questioned and has asked the Captain Amrinder Singh to clarify whether he was with the corporates or with the farmers. On the other, Haryana government is also now saying that Captain Amrinder Singh has been exposed and was behind instigating the farmers who committed, who indulged in various type of lawlessness in Haryana. They ransacked chief minister's dais and they indulge in various other things like blocking the highways. Captain Amrinder Singh's statement comes after Punjab faced thousands.
Apologies, we've lost that connection with Manjeet, who was getting us details of exactly what the Punjab Chief Minister said. A lot of reactions coming in. Haryana Minister Anil Vij has also said that this is an attempt by the Punjab Chief Minister to stoke violence and promote violence in neighbouring states. Welcome back. Today, the Apple company will be launching its latest iPhone, the iPhone 13 series. A lot of speculation on what features will be there, how big a hole will it burn in your pocket. Our Business Today team decodes all that and much more in this report.
Well, it's that time of the year again. Tech-tember is upon us, and we can expect a number of announcements from Apple Park because it's time for the Apple Fall event. Can we expect a new iPhone, an Apple Watch, AirPods? What's up? Well, here's all you need to know. Based on reports by noted tech bloggers John Prosser and Mark Gurman, the much-awaited iPhone 13 lineup will sport a smaller notch, an A15 chip, and the Pro models will finally come with a 120Hz ProMotion display, a feature announcement that tech enthusiasts have been waiting to hear. The company might also debut a portrait mode for video on its Pro models. Well, if you purchased the Apple Watch Series 6 only recently and you're into fitness like me, well then this is the point where you might regret that decision because the Apple Watch Series 7 is coming and it's going to house a flatter display along with two new sensors, one for blood sugar monitoring and the other one for temperature. If you're in the market for an iPad mini, then you must wait for the fall event because a long overdue upgrade to the iPad mini might be on its way. Thinner bezels, a Type-C port, no home button, and Touch ID integrated into the power button itself. This is by far one of the biggest updates to the iPad mini lineup. If you are into Apple products, then you are also into the ecosystem of all these products. And to complete that, well, they need to launch another generation of AirPods. Only on for show, but the new AirPods 3 might be released at this event. And the AirPods 3 will look a lot less like the AirPods 2, which I have in my hand. They'll have a shorter stem and look a lot more like the AirPods Pro, but without active noise cancellation. So that's what we expect at the event. But one thing is for sure, it promises to be an action-packed cracker of an event. Stay tuned to Business Today for more.
And do join us live on India Today for all the details of what the iPhone 13 will look like. It's a wrap on this broadcast. Thank you for watching.